Welcome to Hannity. Donald Trump is back on the campaign trail. I'm Eric Bowling in for Sean tonight. Earlier today, the presumptive Republican nominee held a rally in California. Here are some of the highlights.
Now, if and when I win, I'm going to be very nice, because then it's a question of good management. I will get along with other countries far better than we get along right now. We're going to get along great. Other countries are going to treat us with respect. They're not going to devalue their currencies. So we have trade deficits of $505 billion, or Mexico, so we have a $58 billion a year trade deficit. And Mexico, as you know, they're taking all of our companies. We're going to build the wall. We have no choice. We have no choice. We're going to build it. Who's going to pay for the wall? 100%. It's so important what we're all doing together. And we're doing it together. I'm only the messenger, folks. I'm doing a good job as messenger, you have to. But I'm only the messenger. Because we have to take our country back. We have to bring intelligence to our country. We have to bring common sense to our country. And I am a tough cookie, and we're going to have the biggest, strongest, most powerful military, and nobody's going to mess with us. Nobody. We're going to win with our military. We're going to win on the borders. We're going to win with health care, repeal and replace that garbage known as Obamacare. We're going to win with education. Get rid of that horrible Common Core. We are going to win big league and save our Second Amendment. And as you know, and as you've heard, the NRA endorsed me 3 days ago. We're going to win, win, win. You're going to say to me, Mr. President, we can't stand it anymore. We're winning too much. We can't take it. And I'm going to say, I'm sorry. We're going to keep winning, because we are going to make America great again.
New national polls show Donald Trump is surging against his likely general election opponent, Hillary Clinton. Now they're in a dead heat. Earlier today, I asked the co-author of Rediscovering God in America, former Speaker of the House and Fox News contributor Newt Gingrich, about the race for the White House. Take a look. Speaker Gingrich, great to sit down with you for a few minutes. So Donald Trump seems to be on a roll lately. He's very confident. You know, he keeps hearing his speeches. He's looking forward to. He's overtaking Hillary Clinton in the Real Clear Politics averages. What's he doing right?
Well, a couple of things. First of all, he has brought more and more Republicans together, and I think that's been a big help. They've come home in a sense. Second, I think that the more people watch Hillary, and this latest series of reports about her emails, the more she decays, and the more she's, I think, unacceptable to a wide range of Americans. So part of it is that, you know, she's sinking and he's beginning to rise. And I think, frankly, when he released the 11 judges that he would consider for the Supreme Court, he sent a big signal to conservatives that this guy is serious, that he's doing his homework. They're all superb judges if you're a conservative. And I think people thought, here's a sign of somebody who's capable of really being president.
Yes, it's because some of the protests that have been going on recently have been surrounding immigration. Donald Trump came on, one of the first things he said when he declared for his candidacy for president was that he was going to work on immigration. He was going to put the wall up. He was going to deport illegals. Can he win a presidency with that platform, with the wall and with deporting that many illegals?
I think if he makes clear the commitment he has to legal immigrants to have better jobs, more take-home pay, better education for their children, an affordable health system, and physical safety. I mean, you look at places like Southside Chicago, just being able to commit that you're going to try to do everything you can to stop the shooting level and the murder level is a huge breakthrough. I think he can do very, very well. He did well, for example, in Nevada with Latinos. But I also think let's confront a reality here. When the left starts to lose, they break the law. Madison, Wisconsin, you had Governor Walker, who had campaigned on exactly the reforms that he passed. He had helped elect more Senate and House members on exactly the reforms he passed. The reaction of the left was to have huge demonstrations, to occupy the Capitol, to do all sorts of stuff. I think you have to expect that a Trump candidacy and then a Trump presidency is going to lead the left to just do wild things. And the key is for the police to enforce the law. Private demonstrations that are peaceful and respectful, absolutely the American tradition. Demonstrations that start getting violent, demonstrations where people start attacking the police have to be suppressed totally.
I want to talk a little bit about this new ad that Hillary Clinton put up about Donald Trump making money on a housing collapse. Now, Trump used the derivative market. I know it very well. You know it very well. You were there during that Community Reinvestment Act reform that President Clinton wanted to do. I believe it was 93. He did that.
Right.
Offer loans to more people, make it easier for people to get loans, even if they shouldn't have a loan. So they pumped up, they inflated this bubble. Now she's using this ad that he says he made money on a housing collapse. It was her husband that created the bubble.
You know, look, liberals have this passion for giving away money. Right now, the Obama administration has a provision that does not allow auto dealers to actually discriminate based on whether or not you've got good credit. Because they say, by definition, if you charge different credit, you must be racist or you must be something. But the fact is, if you start giving away things that you don't measure people's credit, you're not doing a favor by putting somebody in a house they can't afford. And that's where the liberals were just plain wrong.
You know, Chris Dodd, Barney Frank, you're with Barney Frank on the floor. They pushed it. I remember the Community Reinvestment Act. I remember that they wanted to have more people, whether they're minorities, low-income people, owning homes in America.
Well, look, I want to have every American have the opportunity to buy a house, but that means they have to learn how to save, they have to get a job, they have to be patient, they have to save up a down payment. When you create rules that give things to people that they can't afford, they can't maintain, they don't know what they're doing, you're crippling their life, you're not helping them.
Is Elizabeth Warren in conjunction, in cahoots with the Hillary Clinton campaign? They seem to be hitting Donald Trump with the same housing
I mean,
issue.
broadly in cahoots in the sense everybody reads everybody else's tweets, so it's not hard to collaborate. But I think that, you know, Elizabeth Warren represents the left-wing radicalism of the Democratic Party. Hillary Clinton understands that she needs to get as close to Elizabeth Warren as she can, because she's in a life and death struggle with Bernie Sanders. And I think you'll see that Hillary follows Elizabeth Warren's lead over and over again.
You, I assume, are close to Donald Trump. You speak to him occasionally?
I talk to him occasionally.
You have any concerns?
Yeah, I think the attack he made on Governor Martinez last night was very, very destructive. Because you don't want to see a Republican presidential candidate attacking a Republican governor, and you particularly don't want to see a candidate who needs to both get stronger with Latinos and stronger with women attack a Latina woman Republican governor. I mean, this is, every once in a while, I mean, Trump has been brilliant. Nobody's ever done what he's achieved. He's come out of nowhere, won the nomination, beat 16 other people. It's remarkable. But every once in a while, he just goes off the deep end. And he has got to acquire a higher level of discipline, or he's going to end up being like Barry Goldwater.
Is Paul Manafort, is he that higher level of discipline?
No, it's got to be inside Trump. Look, Trump's not controllable. Trump has to have self-discipline because he is the biggest guy in the room. Nobody else can discipline Trump. And he's generally been extraordinarily effective.
Isn't that what's endearing about him, though? That he hasn't disciplined himself and no one can discipline him?
Yeah, but look, it's one thing to be endearing when you are a challenger nobody's ever heard of. It's another thing to do certain things when you are the Republican nominee and potential president. Because if you attack one Republican like he did last night with Governor Martinez, every other Republican says, so is he going to attack me? And how would you know until it happened? So I think there's a whole process here when you are the leader. It's like going from being a lieutenant in charge of a squad or a platoon to being a four-star general in charge of a theater. During that process, we spend a lot of time educating and maturing people because the requirements to be a four-star general are radically different. Well, this guy is potentially the leader of the world, because that's the nature of the American presidency. He's potentially the head of the American government, with millions of people getting up every morning saying, what does President Trump want me to do? That requires a lot more disciplined approach than he's shown.